good afternoon, everybody here in the Field to Heal Emotional Revolution. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday. Whew. It's been a big and beautiful week, hasn't it? I hope it has for you. It certainly has been for me. I have just so thoroughly and completely had my heart opened even wider this week with the incredible guests that have come on and just shared their stories and shared their tools and shared their wisdom. And I've just loved every comment and every message and every piece of feedback that has come our way. And I was really compelled and pulled to create this 5-week conversation, education and validation to our emotions. And gosh, it's been everything and so much more, and I'm so grateful. Today, if you haven't listened to the interview with Jake Curry, please make sure you do. And just to let you all know, don't overwhelm yourself. Again, I said that from the beginning. The emotional revolution is not here to overwhelm you and just throw information at you. It's to give you time to process all of the pieces of information that come to you. There are 5 journal prompts every day. There are 5 special guest interviews. And of course, I have been sharing emotional awareness and tools to help heighten and build your relationship with your emotions in the afternoons as well. Now, this group will be active until the end of November, so you can come back to these, do them in your own time, listen to them again, take notes, make notes, and work through them at your own pace. Everyone who registered as well will be receiving an email at the end of every day with the replays of everything that's been on each day. So do make sure, if you're watching this, do make sure you check your junk or spam for those emails, just in case they're going into your spam. And I think you can you'll have email settings that can mark it as a safe sender, mark my emails as safe sender, so that way you'll get them. But it's been amazing. And tomorrow, oh my gosh, tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow we are diving into the emotion of shame. And I have an incredible woman who is joining me to have a conversation about this very big and very deep and very wide emotion. Her name is Terry Lee Harrison, and I truly cannot wait to share her and share her story with you. All of my guests have either crossed my path synchronistically or have been friends in a multitude of ways in my life, and they all have had a personal experience with the emotion that they are bringing forward to you. So please do make sure you check out everything from today, everything from the last few days, and join us again tomorrow. But know you have plenty of time to catch all the replays and recordings. Check your junk and check your spam email, and keep asking your questions, keep popping them in. You'll have access to this until the end of November, so keep asking questions. I'll be in this group. Some of the guests will still be here as well. And if you have a specific question that you don't want to post publicly, please just send me an email or send me a PM or DM or whatever you kids are calling it these days. Okay, all right. So today I wanted to share with you a tool. Now, it's an emotional awareness tool, but it's actually 6 power questions. Now, all this week you will have heard all of the guests, myself and the guests, talking about the healing begins within, and going within, and self-inquiry, and being present and being with what comes up and being with your feelings and being with your emotions. And of course that's great, but when I was writing my book, I used to make jokes about all of the self-development books I'd read, and I used to constantly make jokes to Mr. Tolle, Eckhart Tolle, and I would often say, well, that's great, Mr. Tolle, but how does that apply to a hack mother of two trying to raise two teenage kids on her own on the Sunshine Coast? So I get it. I get that a lot of this is really good, but how do you access that inner part of you? What does that look like? And of course, it's different for everybody, but what I want to share with you today are 6 self-inquiry questions. They are questions to ask of what's coming up for you. So if you have a sensation coming up in your body, if you have an emotion coming up, if you get triggered, triggered is such a, it's the buzzword of the 2000s. But, if something presses your buttons, or if something upsets you and you don't know what to do with it, these 6 questions, one or all of them, will help you move through the self-inquiry process. So these questions are designed to help you bring your focus and attention and awareness inward, and as opposed to going outwards into blame and fault and it's all right for you and all the rest of it. So it's to stop the trigger pulling you into it. So this is, there's a saying that says, don't get pulled into the storm, pull the storm into your peace. These 6 questions are designed to help you pull the storm into your peace, where you can process it and look at it in a way that is from an intrinsic perspective, from an inside perspective. And that is as Jake so eloquently said today, this is the place where all our healing takes place. It's within. It's an internal thing, not an external thing. So these 6 questions are, so the first one is, and you can use these as journaling prompts. You can use these as thinking prompts. If journaling isn't your jam, I totally get that. Not everyone's into getting pen and paper and writing it down. But I use it. I use a talking tool as well. So there is an app. It's free, called Voxer, Voxer, and it's kind of like it's like a speaking. You speak into it and send voice messages. So if you use voice messages. Hi Renata, how are you? Thank you for dropping in. If you use voice messages on Facebook and they cut off after every minute, these Voxer allows you to speak for 15 minutes, and you can then send them as well. But I use Voxer as a speaking journal. So if I'm out walking and I'm processing something, I will speak into Voxer, and then I get to listen to it back, and that helps me really almost get into and resolve what I'm, then I get to hear myself. Yeah, Voxer is like a walkie-talkie. You wouldn't think that I was wearing glasses when I have to squint, right? Maybe I need new glasses. So the first power question, the first emotional awareness question, and these questions are for getting curious and reflection, inner self-inquiry. So the first one is, what is this here to show me? And I really recommend if you can get a sticky note or a piece of paper and stick this on your fridge, or use these, teach your children to use these questions. So often and Jake and I talked about this today, being able to be a presence and a space for others means that you show up for them as a witness. And that means you don't show up with your little fixing overalls on and your little toolkit, right? You show up just to be a listener. So you can help teach your kids to do this too. And if you put these questions on a piece of paper and just pop them up on your fridge, or pop them somewhere visible, pop them in their room, you get to be a model for your kids and show them how you process stuff, you know, how you are a powerful self-healer. And then, of course, if they still need to speak to you, of course, this is just a starting point, guys, okay? So the first question, and I put my hand here, what is this here to show me? What is this here to show me? And then, listen and either speak or have a think or journal what comes up. The second power question is, what am I unable or unwilling to see? What am I unable or unwilling to see? When we ask these kinds of questions, we're tapping into a part of our subconscious that's holding information that we can't get to because we're not asking or framing our requests. So, our subconscious is like a little supercomputer. It's only as good as the programming that we put into it, or the the questions we ask. It's like this amazing Google, but if you ask Google a question that is the exact opposite of what you want to know, you're not going to get the right answer. So these are like really good Google questions for your subconscious, and it will give you some information back if you sit long enough and just inquire, be open to receive. So the third question is, who would I be if I was not this? So whatever is coming up for you right now, ask, who would I be if I was not this? And it might be that, that you're, irritated. Who would I be if I wasn't irritated? These are questions to help you become the observer of what's coming up for you, okay? The fourth question, how can I let this go? And I do like to add a bit to this one. Sometimes, depending on the depth of what you're dealing with, it's not an easy thing to say, how can I let this go? And you know what? It's actually not even possible sometimes to say, how can I just let this go? I get that. So another version of this question would be, and this to me is a more peaceful approach, it's like a stepping stone to this question, and that is, how can I let this be? How can I let this be? And that could be, how can I just let this be here with me? How can I let this be what it is? How can I let this be what it's trying to be? How can I let this be? Again, it's just it's a peaceful, open way to. It's a question of acceptance. The fifth question is a little deeper, but depending on where you're at with your self-inquiry, this question is, what unhealed, it's been a long week, what unhealed wound, or in brackets, upset, so what unhealed upset is this here to show me? What unhealed upset is this here to show me? And see where your subconscious mind takes you. You may not ask all these questions at once. You may just dive into just one or two of them, right? Trust your heart to guide you to the question that is the question that's going to get the wisdom from your subconscious mind. And the sixth question, and to me this is a question that I use over and over and over and over and over again, multiple times in a day. The question is this: what would love do right now? What would love do right now? And that's a very, very, even saying that, there is so much depth in that question. There is so much possibility in that question. What would love do right now? And another way that I like to say that to myself is, if I was love, how could I show up right now? If I could show up as love right now, how would I show up? What would I do? What would I say? What would I offer? Yeah. Hi, Krishna. Hello, beautiful woman. So good to see you. So that is what I call my 6 emotional awareness power questions. They are just a little bank, a little suite, a little toolkit of questions that are designed for reflection, for self-inquiry, and they're the kinds of questions that, if you think of your subconscious as Google, will get you some information that will help you. Renata says, and in essence, we'd be asking, what would we do right now? Because we are love. Yes, Renata. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Every single human being is just an infinite and divine expression of love and joy. That is what we are at our natural state. That is what we were born as. But it gets conditioned from us, right? So these questions are a gentle journey home. Yeah, yeah. So true, so true. Okay, that's kind of it for me. That wraps up day 4 of our Feel to Heal Emotional Revolution. If you're getting the emails, you will see I have the most divinely inspired 30-day soulful self-inquiry program launching on the 1st of November. It is called The Truth of You, unraveling everything that you are not, unbecoming everything that you also are not, and unattaching from everything that the world has told you to be that you also are not, and gently guiding you home to the truth of who you are. It is a beautiful body of work. It is the most divinely birthed piece of work I've ever produced, and I'm so excited for it. So that's it for me here on day 4. I am going to see you tomorrow. Please, if you can join me live tomorrow for this interview with Terry Lee Harrison. Her story, when I first heard it, I was like, say what now? It's really a powerful story, and this woman is just, she's just incredible. Gosh, there's so many amazing humans walking on this planet. Yeah, right under our noses. So if you can join me tomorrow, that would be amazing. Friday tomorrow is all about shame. It is a big conversation. It's a big emotion. And I look forward to seeing you all then. And I thank you. I see you. I love you. I appreciate you all. See you then.